body cannot lie.
Women are like machines in today's world.
Because they're trying to behave like a man in a man's world rather than behaving like a woman in a man's world.
We are trying to equate ourselves with the men. And during periods, when you try to do that, you're creating more stress in your uterus.
And 90% of the diseases are triggered due to Vata imbalance.
No two humans are the same.
No two fingerprints are the same. No two digestive systems are the same.
Your body is not misbehaving out of the blue. It misbehaves because you have been ill-treating it.
So if you're going through stress, no matter how organic and nourishing your food is, that food is not going to nourish you.
You created them with food. You reverse them with food and lifestyle.
Everybody's selling dehydrated protein in the market. Protein enters the colon in an undigested form. It can trigger cancer cells. Welcome back to Gut Story with Dimple Jangda. As usual, every single episode, we bring you someone from whom you can learn. Someone with a lot of wisdom, intelligence, and experience, so that knowledge can be consumed by you in digestible bites and you can start applying it in your daily life. So you can become the healthiest version of yourself. Today, I have with me Dr. Alka Vijayan. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I have always admired your content. And the intelligence and wisdom with which you speak, along with common man's logic, which we really need. So I thank you for educating the masses and introducing Ayurveda back into their lives. So thank you for what you do. And the first question I have for you is, anybody can cook. Can you cook?
Yes. I feel like if I can cook, anybody can cook. Because it is about understanding what exactly your body needs.
Yeah.
Because Ayurveda clearly says that all what you need for your daily diet is some rice or wheat, depending on what is staple and which is the best source you have, some mung dal, basic condiments, vegetables, ghee, and you're sorted.
Yeah.
In fact, you can make a one-pot meal out of this and then your entire health is taken care. So I would say you too can cook, provided you can make a khichdi.
A khichdi?
Yes.
So why don't you share your favorite recipe with us?
Okay, my favorite recipe would be a khichdi with some rice, mung, vegetables and a secret ingredient.
Which is?
Buttermilk.
Really?
Yes.
Buttermilk in your khichdi?
Yes.
So how do you make this?
So what we do is we take some rice, overnight soaked mung dal and some veggies, get it cooked thoroughly nice with some condiments, add some tadka. Just before adding the tadka, once it is sort of lukewarm, I add half cup buttermilk. So the buttermilk takes care of the Vata Kapha, is a good probiotic, takes care of your Agni and your digestion is top notch.
Oh my, that's amazing. So for those of you who are listening to this conversation for the first time or probably hearing about the word Ayurveda for the first time, so Vata is basically the dryness and roughness in your digestive system.
Yes.
And Kapha is?
Kapha is what gives you that nice base. Say for example, your brain, which is 70% fat, is Kapha. Yeah. Your synovial fluid, like you have the bones and in between you have the joints, right? The synovial fluid, that which makes the movement easier, is Kapha. So that slimy, that greasy thing in your body is the Kapha.
Very nice.
And coming to Pitta, Pitta is what helps in the transformation, any kind of transformation. Be it the food that you have consumed needs to be digested. It's a Pitta. So it's the enzymes, the digestive enzymes happening in your system. So that is Vata, Pitta and Kapha.
And Agni is your digestive fire that helps you digest the food and absorb the nutrients. So when you're putting your buttermilk in your khichdi, you're basically pacifying the doshas and stimulating the Agni.
Yes. And it's much more yummier. I would say it gives that nice, you have that kind of MSG feel in it. Why people have mushroom? Because of the MSG flavor, right? Yeah. It gives you that nice base flavor.
Very nice. So you make the buttermilk fresh and then you make your khichdi and when it's warm, you pour the buttermilk into it. Yes. Oh, nice. And what do you use in your tadka?
Tadka, ghee, cumin, curry leaves. That's it.
Ghee, cumin leaves, cumin seeds and curry leaves. Very nice. This sounds delicious. That's amazing. So you do cook for yourself when you get an opportunity?
In fact, daily.
Daily? Okay.
The cutting, chopping will be done by my help, and rest cooking has to be by me because only I know what I need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because today morning, if I need a very calm, soothing, easy to digest meal, how am I going to tell my partner that please make me some khichdi, because I can't keep demanding every day. So today I may need a little extra pepper, the next day I may not need. Now this varies with the time of the day, then the season, and depending on my cycle.
Yeah.
Prior my cycle, I may not feel like having that pepper, but immediately after my periods, I'm gonna need that extra scoop of butter or ghee.
Yeah.
So this only I know, and the person making food for you might not know what exactly you need. And this is how you balance your doshas. In fact, keep yourself healthy on a daily basis.
Very nice. So, Ayurveda, as we were discussing, is a preventive healthcare science, but also personalized science. So, no two bodies are the same. No two diet plans can be the same. What is good for you may not be good for me. What is good for me may not be good for you or her or anybody, right? And the same person may not need the same diet on a daily basis.
No.
Your diet changes on a daily basis.
Yes, yes.
So, what you ate yesterday may not be applicable today again.
Yes, absolutely. That again depends on the amount of physical exertion, mental exertion, how demanding your day was, when you slept. Okay, let's take that, you might have slept the same time the previous night, 9:30 p.m. 9:30 is my time, and I'm assuming that almost everybody sleeps almost at the same time except for weekends. So, but then your days can be demanding, or it was less demanding. You might have taken a day nap. So, if today I have taken a day nap, the next day morning, I'm going to need that extra condiment, pepper or ajwain in the morning to help me calm that kapha. But if today I was extremely active and my sleep was slightly hampered because of XYZ reasons, then in that case, the next day morning, I'm going to need that 1 cup of plant-based milk or the regular milk to take care of that vata, the dryness that has set in.
With some ghee, maybe?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That again depends on how dry it is. I always keep telling my clients that how much time do you take for the reversal or cure depends on how empty your vessel is. At times you may just need 1 teaspoon of ghee. At times you're going to need that entire cup of ghee to make you feel calm or anchored.
Interesting. Yes. Very interesting. So, your recovery depends on how empty your cup is. That means Ayurveda recommends fasting.
Yes, Ayurveda recommends fasting if there is inflammation, if there is kapha imbalance. But if you're extremely dry, you have insomnia, dry skin, dry hard palate like stool, then what? Dry mouth, dry skin. Then in that case, you're going to need food. So I keep telling my patients that intermittent fasting is amazing for a kapha person.
Yeah.
Or immediately after a festive season.
Yeah.
In fact, this is the time for that. December, Jan, the best time. Yes. But if that is not the case, because we keep seeing patients of all different kinds, the kapha kind, the pitta kind, the vata kind. Now the vata people are the ones who are struggling the most.
Because they're not able to balance themselves.
Yes. And that is because vata is the toughest thing to be brought under control. You really need to calm down in this extremely fast-paced world. Everything is demanding, right? Life is demanding, work is demanding, relationships are demanding, right? Yeah. Everybody is running after perfection. So there is so much of there's so much of wastage of energy or expulsion of energy that you need that much of grounding.
Yeah.
And if you are a vata person, the 30% of the population, which happens to be, they need to take it really easy and nice. So I generally recommend appetite to appetite fasting. What does that mean? You wake up in the morning. Yeah. You wake up in the morning, did your exercise depending on your body type. Then the moment you feel hunger, which is usually after the snan or the bathing, then you have your food.
Yeah.
Utilize that energy for your daily functioning. The moment the next appetite hits, please have your meal, because if you have not attended that appetite, then you are actually triggering one of your urges or vegas, out of the 14. Now with that, what happens? The neuroendocrine system's feedback mechanism starts getting hampered. And you have just created a lot of dearth, dryness, Vata imbalance, making you feel bloated, airy, tight, and even hangry.
Hangry, that's like a new term that everybody has picked up, and specifically true for Pitta body type.
Yes, yes. Pitta, Pitta, Vata. They are the ones.
Yeah. I'm a Vata Pitta person, you know.
I would say you are still lucky. The Pitta Vata struggles.
Yeah, because you know, the metabolic fire then becomes enraged. And if you don't eat on time, then you're getting irritable, angry, snappy at everyone around you.
Don't do that. I say that please eat your meal. Your body knows. Like, you know, it is asking for food when it is hungry. It is asking for that prithvi or earth element. And that when it is thirsty, it is asking for that water. Don't confuse your system with this, with that.
True.
Okay, so when you are hungry, give it solid food. When it's thirsty, give it water or liquids, depending on your constitution, time of the day. Say, for example, if it is noon time, go for buttermilk. In the morning, go for warm drink. In the evening, go for a warm drink, ideally with a nootropic herb or brain tonic herb. Because after the day-long functioning, your brain is tired. So take care of it by the end of the day with a soothing, nice brain tonic herb. It can be Brahmi, Jatamansi, or blue pea. Any of these are amazing.
Very nice.
Ashwagandha, I would say it's a nice herb, but a little tricky herb. Still very effective, but use it wisely.
The problem with Ashwagandha or Shatavari is great herbs, but it's become the poster child of Ayurveda in the West. And everybody thinks they need Ashwagandha and Shatavari, irrespective of what the diagnosis is.
You know where it is coming from?
Yeah.
Because generally, if we see, life is much more demanding in the West
Yeah.
in comparison to Indian culture. In India, the metro cities are turning out to be demanding. Of course, there is no denial. But when you see, you do not have helping hands. You do not have your parents to help you. There is nobody to support you at home. There are no helping hands. Because of which, in the West, you have to take care of your work, family, home, homely chores. You are drained and tired. Your body is extremely drained. This is if your body has got high Vata. Then in that case, Shatavari and Ashwagandha helps because both of them are tubers. So they actually help you stabilize and ground. But if you have been eating a lot of pastries, cakes, donuts, and you are in that state of Kapha imbalance or inflammation, this is going to be counterproductive. So that is where it goes wrong. So I would say, before you pop in the pill, get in connection or get in touch with an Ayurvedic expert. Try to understand where your gut is there inflammation, does your body really need it? Then you may have no harm.
Interesting. Yes. Now let's deep dive into a topic that I know is very close to your heart and you have an expertise in that subject as well. Thyroid. A lot of women and men are now suffering from thyroid. Hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, Graves. They have different variations of it now. Can you decode that or deconstruct that for us? What exactly is thyroid and what are the signs, early signs of thyroid that you must pay attention to in your body?
Okay. So to begin with, I'm sure all of you know that thyroid gland is this small walnut-shaped gland out here. Just 25 grams, less than the size of this teaspoon or rather a tablespoon.
Yeah.
But I call it the master gland.
It's a master gland. It's like a butterfly-shaped gland that controls everything there.
Every single thing. And if you see, Ayurvedically, your body is entirely about your digestion, okay, your metabolism, be it at the level of your gut or at the level of your cells. Interestingly, this gland, which is located out here, takes care of every single cell in your body. In fact, as per the modern science, every single cell has respective receptors for the chemicals, okay? But there are two cellular receptors that every cell has.
Right.
One is vitamin D, okay? Which is why it is lately being considered as a hormone and not a vitamin. The second one is for the thyroid gland functions.
Right.
Second is for the thyroid hormone, which shows the significance of this teeny little gland. like, it takes care of your gut health, then the health of every single cell in your body. Now, it can start manifesting in the form of what is going wrong with your gut. It can be delayed digestion, indigestion, going to your intestine. You can have constipation, diarrhea, changes in your bowel habit all of a sudden. Then going to the cells, it can be in the form of dry skin, lethargy, hair fall. These are the initial common symptoms that we get to see. Like, classically, fatigue, dry skin, constipation, hair fall. There are a lot many other symptoms which even affects your cognitive functioning and
Brain fog. Yes. That's becoming very common with thyroid patients.
Absolutely. And that typically happens with the Kapha people. Often we tend to think that thyroid gland disorder is about
Kapha imbalance.
which is the hypothyroidism. No denial, initially when patients come to you, 70% of them are in Kapha imbalance, okay? But how many of them come first hand to an Ayurveda doctor?
True.
They come to you only after starting popping the synthetic thyroid hormone pill. Now what happens with that? This pill increases the rate of your metabolism. Now what is that? Beyond a limit, it is actually Vata imbalance. So most of the thyroid patients, the chronic cases that you get to see are actually Vata. So which is where we Ayurveda community is going wrong. We think like hypothyroidism has to be Kapha imbalance. And then we start with the Varanadi Kashayam, Kanchanara Gokulu. Then you see that they are actually becoming
more dehydrated.
Yes, more dehydrated, dry heart stool, more bloated, dry skin, hair fall. So this is where it is very important to understand what is the current status of the doshas or the imbalance in your body.
Interesting.
Whether it be with respect to the food, climate, how demanding your life is, what all medicines are you popping in. So if you're on this pill, usually it will be the Vata imbalance. So coming back, it can be Kapha imbalance predominantly in hypothyroidism, followed by Vata imbalance, which is usually from long-standing stressors. I would say most of my patients, hypothyroidism patients, 80% have a long-standing episode of stress. It is after that typically 2-year-long stress that they get thyroid. Or it has to be sudden change in food habit, like you got a job, you've started having all the junk food, untimely food, then pulling in the nights, like night long you're active. So the food, sleeping habit upsets your neuroendocrine system, and that again affects your rate of metabolism.
Very interesting. Now, we also spoke about vitamin D. You touched about the fact that, now vitamin D is not just a vitamin, but a hormone.
Yes.
What role does this play for thyroid? Like, sun exposure is becoming a bit of a challenge, especially in cities, with the pollution in the air, the contaminants. We're not getting good quality sun. We're spending most of our time indoors. So what role does vitamin D play?
What happens is, vitamin D is very essential for the conversion of T4 to T3 in the liver. Now, if the liver is congested, this conversion does not happen. Now, there are 2 reasons for it. One, your sun exposure itself is limited, like we are within the 4 walls. Now, the second thing is, even when we are getting exposed, fearing the UV rays, we are applying a lot of sunscreen. We are again barring the absorption of vitamin D, or rather conversion of vitamin D on the skin.
So sunscreen is a big no for your patients?
Yes, absolutely a big no.
A big no.
A big no.
You're blocking your vitamin D?
Yes. And the second thing is, if you are a Vata and Kapha, you do not need it. I have cross-checked this information with another healthcare, like Ayurvedic practitioner who is from the West. Because I want to know firsthand, is it because I am from southern part of India where the climate is tropical, you do not get to see the extremities. And moreover, it's a countryside. So I have never used a sunscreen. Okay, never in my life have I used one. I have never seen my family, we have a farm, we have a lot of workers out there. Day in and day out, they are working in the sun.
Yeah.
They do not have skin cancer.
Yeah.
They do not. So then why are we applying it is the question, okay?
We have equated sun with sun cancer, skin cancer.
Yes.
We've equated sun as the criminal that triggers skin cancer in our body.
Yes.
Right? Now, when I say we, where is that information and message flowing in from? It's coming from the skincare industry that wants you to put this much sunscreen per person. That's what they advise. So that's like one tube every 15 days. That's like at least 24 to 25 tubes per year. How much money is going to that industry? Per person, each family, for those 8 billion people in the world. So you are nothing but a guinea pig for that industry.
Absolutely.
And your thyroid gland is suffering as a result of all of that.
Yes, yes. Just imagine the amount of phthalates and parabens that are going into it. That is actually blocking the functioning of your iodine out there.
Let's deconstruct that. I want people to get the seriousness of this.
Okay. So what happens is, what we need to understand, like if you ask me Ayurvedically, what exactly happens is, there's a lot of Kapha imbalance. Now, what exactly is Kapha imbalance? It is basically delay in metabolism. Anything that delays it, including the blocking of sun and you sitting for longer hours within the four walls, sedentary lifestyle. Both of these hampers the functionality of your metabolism. There is more of Kapha imbalance. There's a lot of layer formation within you, including two chemicals that pierces into your skin, into your system, into your bloodstream, and then affects the functionality of your thyroid gland. You are actually blocking the formation of the thyroid hormone T3, and end result, you have a sluggish thyroid gland.
Yeah.
And what happens because of which? Your entire body becomes sluggish, because this particular hormone is required for the proper functioning of every single cell in your body. If not, they get tired, fatigued, not able to function optimally, physically as well as mentally. You will feel highly irritable, anxious, depressed. I have many patients who say that, doctor, I feel like crying for no reason.
Yeah, that happens. And they get so short-tempered, snappy. Okay, everything around them irritates them because the body is not at rest. The body is in a flight mode or a fight mode. Like they're constantly like looking for a fight, an argument. Unfortunately, and I tell them it's not your fault. Your body is at a state of distress. It's in a state of conflict. And hence you are projecting that through your words and thoughts and actions as well. That's very interesting. So most of the women out there who are using a lot of personal care products, okay, it was only recently that I completely discarded all my personal care products and I use only Castle soap to clean my hair and skin. And it's only made of olive oil, coconut oil, and lemon juice. Now, all the women are probably getting exposed to a few kilograms of phthalates and the parabens in 1 year.
Yes.
Right? It comes to approximately, I think, 6.5 kilograms of chemicals that they expose themselves to in 365 days. Right from skincare, hair care, and all of that. What would you advise them to replace it with?
If you're a dry lean Vata, if you're a happy-go-lucky Kapha, you do not need it. If you're a Pitta, if you get exposed to sunlight, you may feel that you need that extra layer to help yourself out. In that case, if you still want to protect yourself, go meet an Ayurvedic physician or a clinician, get yourself detoxed, balance your Pitta. You do not need it.
So if you remove the Pitta from your body, you actually don't need product to protect your skin.
Yes, absolutely. That excess Pitta is what reacts on your skin. The reddishness, rosacea that you feel, the irritability is actually from the Pitta. And the second thing, why do you want to expose yourself so much to direct sun? In fact, Ayurveda clearly says in that Grishma Ritucharya, which is the summer regimen, that do not expose yourself to a longer hour of sun rays, especially the midday, early morning, late evening. Yes, especially the early morning is amazing. Okay, the first yama, which is the first 3 hours. But by midday, do not. This is like we are inviting trouble by standing under the direct sun and then expecting there to be no reaction. And to prevent that reaction, we are actually coming up with a band-aid facility. Apply sunscreen.
That's where the sunbathing culture has gone wrong. Instead of sunbathing early morning hours or late evening, they're going in the middle of the day so they can get a tan faster. And then they're blaming the sun for the skin cancer.
This is again what goes wrong when you do not understand the basic concept. When do you have to do it? Why do you have to do it? Why do you have to do the sunbathing early morning? I have to get deeper into Ayurveda here.
Yes, please.
So, a day and night can be divided into 3 phases. Early morning hours, or rather the morning hours, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's the time of the day wherein you are slowly starting your day. You are sluggish, the nature is sluggish, Kapha. Okay? At that time, you need to kickstart your system. Go expose yourself during the first half, which is 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. when you're living in a tropical climate. Then your system gets started. The porous, like, you have so many channels, minute channels in your system, including your gut health, gets started, gets cleared out from all the phlegm. Midday, like, it starts by 10, goes till 2 o'clock. It's extremely hot. At that time, your Agni gets kick-started. You do not need further heat because there is ample heat within you. So stay indoors. Utilize that energy that you're getting from the food that you consumed to get done with your work, and do not take a nap during that time. Then comes the later half of the day, 2 to 6 p.m., wherein after the day-long sun, the nature is dry, your body is dry, and you have lightness and dryness in your system. Stabilize yourself. Don't roam around and run around too much during that period. In fact, that is the best time for you to have your nuts and seeds and warm drink, warm beverage. Okay? As the sun sets, again your body is sluggish. Nature is sluggish. So 6 to 10 again comes the next Kapha set, the Kapha time. Then again, like, if you want me to explain it, I can, which is like, then comes the night 10 to 2, Pitta Kala. During this period, do not stay awake because by around 10 o'clock, there is going to be a cortisol spike. Immediately before that, you want to sleep so that you're not subjecting yourself to next round of energy. Immediately after that, immediately after that comes another bout of thyroid hormone, which pumps up your Agni. So by midday, you again feel hungry. So do not subject yourself to that and create trouble. So any healthy human who wants to maintain health, sleep by 9:30.
Because you don't want to end up midnight snacking.
Absolutely.
That midnight snacking is happening with a lot of the youth who end up partying or going out and working till late in the evening. They think burning the midnight oil makes them more productive, but actually disrupting your digestive health. Very interesting.
Digestive health and the hormone health. And then 2 years down the lane, 5 years down the lane, we start asking, but I didn't do anything. I didn't eat much of junk. How did my thyroid gland become so sluggish? Now you have been making it struggle all this while, it will act up. And which is one of the major reasons why people are getting more and more thyroid disorders in today's world. Unlike the previous decade, I would say. This last 1 decade has seen such an increase in the surge of thyroid disorders. Like, women are like machines in today's world, working in day and night. The only time they get sleep is like from 12 to 5, 12 to 6. They don't even get ample sleep. And then we wonder why women are getting a lot of female hormone disorders. You have PCOD, fibroid, endometriosis, dysmenorrhea, painful periods. Then you have early menopause, perimenopause, starting from as early as 38. In the previous generation, it was at least 48, 50. Now it is 30. Yes. Now it is like 38, you start showing the symptoms. And then by 42, 45, it is all gone. Your periods are done. You've already reached your menopause. This is like you have literally burnt your oil. The lamp is now dry.
What are the main triggers for endometriosis? Because I see a lot of women suffering from endometriosis pain. It's so unbearable for them. Who triggered it and how could they have prevented it? Because we spoke about the industrial products, the skincare and the personal care products and the home care cleaning products that are introducing all those parabens and phthalates into our body. But we have also gone wrong somewhere. We spoke about the circadian rhythm, those late night meals, binge eating, working and burning the midnight oil. You think you're being productive, but you're actually ruining your gut health. Where did women go wrong that this generation is seeing so many cases of PCOS, PCOD, endometriosis?
Okay, so let's break down endometriosis. It's a lot of pain, and there's a lot of blood outside your uterus, uterine cavity. What does that mean? Pain is typically Vata imbalance, right? Any form of pain, any kind of pain that you experience is Vata imbalance, never to be considered normal. So what exactly is endometriosis? If you see, there's a lot of pain, so that is Vata imbalance, and then there is a lot of blood. like a chocolate cyst, endometrioma, outside the uterine cavity where you do not want it to be. Any form of pain, be it period pain, headache, joint pain, body pain, pain on the hair follicle, everything is Vata imbalance. None of this is normal. You need treatment for it.
Right.
Period. Pain is the first signal from the body trying to tell you that something is amiss. Please attend to me. Do not give me a painkiller. There is a root cause for it. Every single pain, which is why I keep telling young ladies that you have period pain, you are in for fibroids, endometriosis, early perimenopause in the near future.
Don't ignore that pain.
Yes.
Your body is talking to you.
Never ignore that pain.
Yeah.
Popping in painkiller is not the answer. I'm not saying you don't have to, you should not be. Rather, please attend to it. Your body is trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
Okay? So why is this pain happening? Because of the presence of these endometriomas, or there is uterine blood packing in there. So where did this come from at the first place? Ayurvedically understood. Whenever you are actually pushing out the blood from the uterine cavity into the peritoneal cavity, and from there it can go anywhere to your brain and including your liver and lung. Who is taking it? It is the peristaltic movement. Now, what is the peristaltic movement, or the movement that is taking the blood along? It is the Vata.
And that's your downward moving wind principle.
Yes. Out here, I often keep talking about this one concept to all my patients. Apana Vata. So this Apana Vata is like the queen who is situated at the base of your pelvis.
Yeah.
Okay. This concept, this one idea is not there in modern science. So I do not know how to explain it as per the modern terms. I'm going to use the Ayurvedic terms, and I want you to imagine, connect, understand.
Right.
Okay. So there is this functional unit at the base of your pelvis, on your inside your intestine, your urinary bladder and uterus.
Yeah.
Okay. That very functional unit which takes care of the movement out there and the functionality between the gut and the brain. Okay. So whenever you do activities which hampers it, that can be, to begin with, one of the commonest things that we are doing, sitting in the commode for long hours in the morning.
And forcing your bowels to eliminate waste, then triggering fissures and hemorrhoids because you're forcing all that blood towards the colon.
This is never to be done. In fact, there is something called Vega Dharana in Ayurveda. Never control your urges. There are 14 urges in your body, out of which this is the third most important one. If you haven't got that bowel urge yet, wait. Wait for it to get completely mature. You will get the urge. Then go sit past and be out within 2 minutes. You do not have to sit there half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours waiting for the potty to come out. Okay? Never initiate it premature.
Yeah, never force it.
Never force it. So this is one common reason. Second, we women do not follow any kind of regimen specifically during periods, because we are trying to equate ourselves with the men. And during periods, when you try to do that, you're creating more stress in your uterus, or rather the uterine muscles. So these uterine muscles, which prefers the downward peristaltic movement, see, when you're talking, if you have ever noticed, you feel a slight constriction at the base of your bottom, right? At the pelvis. You feel that slight constriction. So just imagine your uterus as a bag, an inverted V bag. There is approximately 80 ml blood inside. There is a downward orifice. Then there are 2 others on the sides. Now, every time during periods when you're supposed to have a easy, nice contraction and the blood to be shed out downward with the help of gravitational force, what you're doing with that excess stress, including the menstrual cup, is that you're actually creating a blockage. You're sucking and keeping it tight out there.
Yeah. Okay. Not letting it move freely.
No,
tampons, menstrual
Yes.
cups.
Yes, all of them. And then what happens? So this blood has to go out somewhere. And many women even also pass out a lot of gas during that time. Right. What happens is this trapped air and the poorly coordinated menstrual peristaltic movements or the menstrual contractions starts happening upward.
Causing more cramps.
Yes, causing more cramps.
And the blood to come out of your vaginal cavity
Yes.
towards the outside,
The peritoneal
triggering
duct.
endometriosis.
Yes.
So we have become the creators of our own disease in this situation.
Absolutely.
So tampons was not even part of any culture, for that matter, until 20, 25 years ago, right? They always used cloth, cotton cloth, which was sanitized, which was hygienic. Then they moved to sanitary napkins. Unfortunately, the gel liquid has been proven to be carcinogenic.
Yes.
And a woman's genital is open and can absorb all this carcinogenic material and transport it back to the uterine walls. Then came in the tampons and now the cup, the period cup, which is blocking the Vata. That's interesting. So women have actually triggered their own worst nightmare
Yes. In fact, we have had a
by
lot.
blocking that blood.
Yes. In fact, this one thing when I told initially, people were like, no, I feel so comfortable with this. I don't feel wet and soggy. I'm like, okay, you may not be feeling wet and soggy, but have you noticed the amount of pain that you might have started experiencing ever since using that?
Interesting.
In fact, I have had many patients who say that, doctor, I feel feverish. There's a certain level of palpitation and tremor that I feel ever since I've started using this. Suddenly, I've started feeling feverish within during periods. The cramps are more, the fatigue and aches are more ever since starting with this.
So the Apana Vata, which is a downward moving wind principle here, sitting like a queen in the pelvic region, in the uterus. Now she's a queen of that lower part of the body and she's responsible for all the downward moving wind in the uterus, in the kidney and the bowels. So it allows you to urinate, it allows you to pass stools, it allows you to release menstrual blood. Now you've blocked it and there was an energy that was coming downward, you've blocked it and you're pushing against it. Now that energy is moving upward.
Yes.
It's moving upward, causing gut health issues like bloating, gas, indigestion, moving upward, causing palpitations, moving upward, causing headaches.
In fact, we have patients saying that, like, doctor, I feel like as though there is air trapped and blocked out here at the region of my Sahasrara chakra or bregma or vertex, as you may call it. And every time I try tapping on it, I burp.
Look at that.
Yes. So that is a physical form of the Apana Vata that I'm trying to talk about. You feel the air being passed out. You feel the air being trapped inside your uterus in the form of pain. Then the air being trapped inside your gut in the form of bloating. Then you have palpitation. And then you have headache. Along with that also comes dry mouth, restlessness, anxiety and irritability.
You know, women's health has probably been neglected for way too long because most of the case studies that are done in modern science is also on male participants, right? So the study is limited to male participants whose body is stable throughout the year. But a woman's body changes on a daily basis.
Yes.
There is PMS, there is the period cycle, there is the post-period cycle, then there is the estrogen phase, the ovulation phase, the progesterone phase. So woman's body is changing every moon cycle.
Yes.
Her moods are changing, her appetite is changing, her digestion and metabolism is changing, her ability to eliminate waste is changing.
Yes.
And you're pitching a woman whose body is changing on a daily basis with men and asking them to perform at the same level.
Yes.
And then women are pushing themselves more,
Yes.
harder to
Yes.
prove themselves. And their testosterone levels are going up
Yes.
because they're trying to behave like a man in a man's world rather than behaving like a woman in a man's world.
Yes.
Or woman in a human world rather,
Yes.
to be fair. And now the testosterone level goes up. What happens to the body when the testosterone level goes up at workplace? You're aggressive, you're ambitious, you're productive, you're trying to prove a point to your bosses. What happens to these women? Because I know they come with a very specific disorder to the clinic.
You have your PCOS happening. Or you have the PCOD. And that is because you have raised the androgen levels in your body. Now you start getting alopecia, you start getting hirsutism, excess facial hair. Also hair on your chest, like the man.
So you're behaving like a man and hence your body is responding like a man?
Yes, absolutely. Which is why I always tell my PCO patients that yours is not a disease, it is just a condition, it's just a situation. I can give you herbs, I can give you medicines, Ayurvedic medicines, but what actually works is trying to understand where it came from at the first place. Is it because you were trying to behave, or rather trying to match up with a man without trying to understand your own body's capability? What is the amount of reservoir that you have with you? If yours has been a highly demanding career, or your family has been too demanding, and you had to be the male in the house, okay, you have literally taken out all the energy. Your cycle goes for a toss. The monthly ovulation does not happen on time, and then you start missing your periods, and then you end up with PCOS or PCOD. Or if you have also been tampering your circadian rhythm, sleeping late, sleeping through the day, creating a lot of Vata and Kapha imbalance, because when you sleep late, your body gets dry. And when you wake up late, you have a lot of Kapha imbalance in your system. Then again, chances are that you will end up with the obese PCO kind.
Obese PCOS.
Yes, there are basically two kinds of PCOS. Okay, the obese and the lean.
And these poor girls are told by the parents and the family and the society, just lose weight, you'll become all right. And the poor girl is shamed. There's so much body shaming. She's feeling unhealthy, obese, big. Her skin is breaking in different places. She doesn't feel presentable. Then she's trying to hide under a layer of makeup. Then there is this hair growth and she's going for laser treatments. Now, all that shaming is obviously not helping her. Her cortisol is going up even more. Her anxiety levels are going up. She's getting agony, stress, and that is again affecting the hormonal health.
Absolutely. Now, this reminds me of a case that came to me yesterday. Okay. 5'7" height, 37-year-old female patient, 126 kilograms. If you go to an Ayurvedic specialist, they would say that you have a lot of Kapha imbalance. Okay, you are heavy, you have PCOD. Now let's take care of your Kapha imbalance. Okay, now let's treat your PCOD with that. But when I started taking the case, I got to see that she was head to foot. She had 57 complaints. Now we usually give a Google form to our patients, okay, to understand what are their health concerns. She had 57 of them, okay, and starting from hair, there was hair fall, dry skin, extremely dry mouth. She's like, doctor, I feel like drinking a cup of ghee.
For a person who was obese.
Obese and 126 kilograms. Imagine. Then she is like, doctor, there is extreme pigmentation, weight gain, extreme breast pain, usually something that we tend to think that it's normal, it's common. No, it is the Apana Vata which is actually getting hampered, and Ayurveda has clearly said that. Okay, so you have breast pain, bloating, weight gain, constipation. She keeps saying that, doctor, I need to eat well. If I don't eat well, then I won't get bowel evacuation. What does it show? It again shows that there is dry, hard pellet like stool. She needs bowel bulk. Now the bowel bulk comes with a lot of good food, satiating food. She's like, she cannot withstand millets. I had asked her, do you have any kind of food intolerance? She's like, I cannot withstand millets because the property of millet is to dry up your system. They're very fibrous. So if your body is not looking for that kind of dryness, then you have just triggered more dryness in your system.
And millets particularly are forbidden for thyroid patients, bajra and jawar especially. But they can have a ragi or an amaranth. They can have a quinoa, they can have sama rice, they can have broken wheat. They can even have makai, maize. Right? So millets, although a superfood, is good for a majority of the population, but not particularly for thyroid and not particularly for those who are Vata imbalance.
If you have Vata imbalance, millets are not for you. I would say the safest bet would be ragi milk. The one which you obtain which you soak it overnight, take the milk, remove the fiber, make a porridge out of it. Amazing for you.
So ragi milk, if you can repeat the recipe. So we just soak, say 1 part ragi in 2 parts of water overnight?
2 parts of water overnight. Soak it well. Next day morning in a blender, blend it. Take a muslin cloth. You need a muslin cloth because you do not want that extra fiber from it. And then you strain it, get the milk, cook it. Cook it with any plant-based milk, almond milk, coconut milk, amazing. Now, if your body is extremely dry, it is looking for something nourishing to calm yourself. Then you need good quality, cruelty-free A2 cow's milk. Okay, I specifically say that if it is A2, or if you even have a cow in your family, in your home, please go ahead. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm sure you're not going to feed it with all the chemicals. If it is grass-fed, amazing. Use that with some palm candy. This can be your breakfast.
Interesting. And ragi is a rich source of calcium for those who have weak bone health like osteoporosis, arthritis, rheumatism, spondylitis pain. Ragi is also excellent for those who are improving their bone density and those who are gym goers. And at the same time, ragi helps you lose weight.
Yes, absolutely.
It's such a magical superfood there. It's improving your bone density but bringing down your fat percentage in your body. So you end up having like lean muscles, strong bones, and a better BMI.
And interestingly, it is also a rich source of iron. Most thyroid patients are anemic. So in that case, if you can add some jaggery, coconut milk, and then consume this ragi milk, amazing.
Why coconut milk and ragi milk together?
That is because ragi is drying and a little cold in touch. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to add that slightly heating, nourishing snigdha, as you call it Ayurvedically, that nice amount of oil or the fat to support the base. And this is actually going to help a Vata person.
And coconut has this unsaturated fats, which is rich in omega-3 and omega-6 as well. So that will help in lubricating your joints while strengthening your bones. So ragi is strengthening your bones and coconut milk helps in lubricating your joints so that you don't get those noises every time you get up and sit, the crackling joints. Interesting. So this ragi milk is excellent for thyroid patients. Can a PCOS, PCOD patient also consume this?
Yes. Now the only limitation would be if you are prone to if you are prone to small reddish bumps on your skin, then I would say avoid it, because that is the extreme case of Vata imbalance, and this usually happens only when there is that level of dryness in your system. In that case, if your appetite is great, add a teaspoon of ghee and then consume, not otherwise. So these are different levels of imbalance, specifically various levels of Vata imbalance, which is why I always say that every single person is unique. There are many who get better with all the regular advices. But there is also a certain percentage who gets diseased because of that. Intermittent fasting, amazing, but may not be for a Vata person. Millets, amazing. There is millet revolution happening now. Amazing for all these sedentary, Kapha, weight gaining kind of population. But there is that Vata population that we are missing out on, who is actually getting affected by this.
And 90% of the diseases are triggered due to Vata imbalance. Right?
It's just a question of whether it is owing to too much of creamy, cheesy, greasy food blocking your system, creating Vata imbalance, or is it because of wear and tear?
Wear and tear is probably one of the reasons in the cities. And this creamy, cheesy foods that we're talking about. Because I know we had this discussion right before we sat for the podcast. So a lot of people have this habit of starting their meal with wine and cheese, especially when they're dining out for these long 7-course, 9-course meals, right? The dinner is like this lavish affair. They have this little cheese and they have wine. And, I've heard some Ayurvedic practitioners say that it's a decent combination for a reason, because wine erodes your mucus lining and cheese helps in protecting that mucus lining. But for some people, that cheese can be damaging. How and why?
Okay. Again, you really do understand that no two humans are the same.
Yeah, no two fingerprints are the same. No two digestive systems are the same.
Let's put them under 3 categories. The dry, usually lean, restless, dreamers, Vata.
Yeah.
Then you have the very focused, heated, moderate built Pitta. Then you have the happy-go-lucky Kapha. The Vata people, they usually have a eroded gut. Pitta people have a very soft gut. Like given a chance, they'll get like loose bowel. And then you have the Kapha population who have extra coating on their gut.
Right.
Okay. Now, if you are a Vata person, you need that cheese to begin your meal. Okay. You are going to need that 1 teaspoon of ghee to begin your meal. But if you are the Kapha person, then in that case, you're going to need that wine, the 1 sip of wine to kickstart your Agni. To get rid of the coating, open up the channels, let the digestive enzymes come in, and then your digestion is better.
What is a non-wine version that a person can have? Someone like me, like
Buttermilk?
buttermilk is a great thing to have before the meal.
Yeah, absolutely. Soups?
Soups.
Perfect. Perfect.
Stews. It's part of every culture on the world.
Pickles, chutney. If you are a Pitta person, I would say stay away from the pickle. The Kapha person needs it.
And in fact, in other cultures, like, Southeast Asia, they have kombuchas, kefir, sorkat, fermented vegetables, like a fermented cabbage piece, a fermented cucumber piece, a fermented pickle. They have a piece of that, or even ginger rolled in rock salt before starting their meal.
Yes, perfect. In fact, I usually recommend kombucha to our patients, the Kapha patients.
Kapha patients, not the Pitta patients.
Yes.
Now, here again, I want some clarity from you. Because, obviously with the marketing gimmick that's happening, they're like, everybody should have a kombucha. And just the sight of it makes me want to run in the opposite direction. Not because the kombucha is bad. I'm sure it's a great tasting kombucha, great for the other person. But my body rejects it. And it took me some time to realize why. The Pitta doesn't like that fermented heat from the kombucha, right? And what happens if a Pitta goes against the body's nature and drinks kombucha on an empty stomach?
Simple. You will get acidity, gastritis, loose bowel, irritability.
Yeah.
And you'll also end up getting a broken sleep.
Broken sleep.
Yes.
And does it affect the skin as well?
Yes, you'll get breakouts, acne, abscess. If you have psoriasis, it gets worsened. Eczema gets worsened. It becomes all the more wet and oozing.
Yeah. So, this reminds me of how I triggered my urticaria. And I fortunately was able to reverse it with just Ayurveda and no allopathy medicines. It was a dry summer. No, not summer, I'm sorry. It was a dry winter in Rajasthan. The air is dry. But it was winter. We were eating a lot of chilies in all 3 meals. And we were having pineapples, which is off season. All of them stimulated the Pitta and aggravated it so much that my skin broke out into grade 2 urticaria, literally. Like it just burnt up from the outside.
I'll tell you, what must have aggravated it?
Yeah.
It's dry winter.
Yeah.
The Vata is already high.
Yeah.
The Pitta gets its speed from the Vata.
Because the Vata is fanning that fire.
Yes. So, the Pitta is being taken with a great speed all over the body with the Vata, the dry Vata winter.
And that caused the fire to spread. It's like a forest fire. You're fanning it with excess wind. Yes. Very interesting. Now, coming back to thyroid and PCOD, because both seem to run a parallel in a woman's body. A lot of women end up triggering both. Thyroid is called an autoimmune disorder. And most people have been told that it can't be reversed. You have to live on this medication for the rest of your life. What really happens to the body when they take that medication? Can it be reversed? And can they get off that medicine?
Okay. To begin with, thyroid gets kick-started in your system because of that one causative factor. You really need to identify because it does not happen from out of the blue. Your body is not misbehaving out of the blue. It misbehaves because you have been ill-treating it. How do you ill-treat it? You have been feeding it with the wrong food, have not been listening to its daily urges, not living in tune with the nature. The circadian rhythm goes for a toss. Your brain health or your cognition and your emotional health is tampered because of any mishap in your life. Like, there's a long-standing stress. there is cortisol spike. Cortisol definitely hampers the functioning of your thyroid gland. So you really need to figure out of these 4, what triggered it. Okay? It is not just iodine deficiency.
Not just selenium deficiency and iodine deficiency that everybody's talking about.
No, that is a thing of the past. Because if that had been the case, Indians should have been out of it by now, because
They have iodized salt.
we have iodized salt. So that was, or just like, I would say 5% of the reason.
Yeah.
You have these 4 reasons out here paired with the genetic predisposition. So if you are born with a weaker thyroid gland, weaker metabolism, that is where you're in for trouble.
Can I strengthen my thyroid gland at home using food, using nutrition?
Yes, you really need to understand. Now, if you are asking for that one herb, one
Magic
superfood,
medicine.
it does not exist, because no 2 humans are the same.
Yeah.
The requirement of this gland in my body and your body is going to be different, because it is that one gland which decides the rate of metabolism. If mine is slower, it needs something to kickstart it. If yours is higher, you're going to need something to slow it down. Okay, so you may need Brazil nut with the help of that selenium to kickstart, okay, to ensure that the fire is not super high. Whereas I am going to need that CCFT to dry up my system so the gland functions perfectly well. So which is why you see that some benefit from the Brazil nut, some others from the CCFT, some others just need the coriander tea. Okay, and there are some others who feel better just with amla murabba, because they just need that little rasayan, little care of antioxidant rich herb. So it depends, honestly speaking, on your body type, because ultimately this particular metabolism is actually a result of the homeostasis in your body. The kind of food, your circadian rhythm, how well you take care of your emotional health, mental health.
That plays a huge role. So if you're going through stress, no matter how organic and nourishing your food is, that food is not going to nourish you. It's interesting how this little butterfly gland, which is in the center of your throat, literally on the top part of your body, it's like actually a little driver sitting there controlling this vehicle.
Yes.
This entire machine, nature made, which can digest complex foods and convert it into human cells. But the driver here is sitting and giving instructions to the body, how to digest it, how to metabolize it, how to eliminate it.
Yes.
And if the driver is sick, the rest of the body is not getting that information. So what does a driver want in terms of circadian rhythm? What does a driver want us to do to keep it healthy?
Okay. Now the driver is driving day long.
All day.
Yes, all day long. So it needs rest. We humans live in tune with the nature. We are not like owls. So what happens is we are going to need sleep at night. Be active during the day. Do not do it the other way around. Okay? So you do not remain awake through the night. You do not sleep during the day. Yes, this is going to be a cause of concern for those who are taking night shift. But we have also had patients who got hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism after that prolonged night shift. 1 year to 5 year night shift, thyroid. Why? Because they have had a recessive allele, or they have had a weaker gene for that.
So night shift over the years can actually be extremely damaging to the thyroid gland as well.
And the HPO axis, which gives you PCO in the long run. Hypothalamus pituitary ovarian axis gets hampered, giving you PCOD, PCOS in the long run.
Interesting. Now, we spoke about all the toxins from the personal care, home care products. We also spoke about, the triggers for thyroid and PCOD in terms of our circadian rhythm, our broken lifestyle habits. Coming to nutrition, what do you think are the superfoods for thyroid to begin with? And then we'll come to PCOD. What are the foods that are must have? People are going crazy about Brazil nuts, rich source of selenium. So they're like 2 Brazil nuts every day for my thyroid. Iodized salt, seaweed, nuri, kelp. what, in your experience, are the superfoods that can help a person kickstart their healing journey? That's just a starting point. I understand that it's not everything. You need to fix your lifestyle and your sleeping and waking cycle. What would you recommend?
Okay, I would go by the very basics. The choice of carb that you are used to.
Yeah.
Okay, now if you're used to rice, you need rice, the unpolished version.
Yeah.
If you're used to the Kerala Matta rice, please stick to that if you have a great metabolism, especially if you're the Vata kind. If you're the Kapha kind, delayed digestion, switch to a lighter form of rice. Now, if you're used to the white rice, stick to that. You do not need brown rice. You may feel better for a shorter period. After that, it will give you bloating.
And
That's
brown
for
rice
sure.
is also dehydrating,
It
right?
is.
Because it requires a lot of moisture to
Yes.
digest. So if a person's already Vata imbalanced, the brown rice will end up absorbing all the moisture from your body, making you more dry.
Yes, which is why you get bloating.
And Pitta people, they get aggravated
Yes.
with the heat from the brown rice. So it's great. Brown rice is great, but not for everyone again.
Typically for a Kapha person.
And black rice is great, red rice is great, but not for everyone. Sticky rice is great for Vata,
Yes.
not for Kapha.
No.
Basmati rice, is it good for anyone?
I would say only if it's staple to you. Do you get the best version? Can you only digest that? Stick to it.
Yeah.
Do not start having it because somebody said it's good for weight loss. Because we have a lot of patients who say that on one side they feel better with the basmati rice. You cannot deny something that the body is trying to tell you.
Yeah.
They suddenly switch to millets and then say, doctor, I'm not feeling good. And if you see, the TSH values would have risen.
Yeah.
Okay? Every time my patients say, the doctor, I'm not feeling good, the so-and-so diet might not be suiting me, medicine might not be suiting me, I get to check the next day, the TSH values would have risen. Now, I take them back to their staple food. Within 15 days, I have seen values as high as 120 coming to 26.
When you eat your staple food, it's always better for your body. Yes. And listen to your body. Your body cannot lie.
No, it can never lie, including the cravings. I'm not saying that you should be going after the pizza craving or the burger craving.
Absolutely.
You should be able to decode it. Where is it coming from? Is it coming from the late night that it's making you have that burger or pizza? Or is it coming because just before periods your body is so drained and tired, you need that extra moisture and the fat in the form of sesame seeds or ghee. So you should be able to understand what are the basic food. Now that brings back me to the first question that you asked. What should be the diet like? So I ask my patients to pick their choice of staple carb, then a source of their protein, whatever they are used to.
Right.
Okay? Never reverse the ratio. Unless and until you're looking for a major weight loss and you're that kapha kind. Never have half plate protein, 40% protein. No, it'll make you end up feeling further bloated. Understand your body. If you have got more of sliminess in your gut, you're going to need that extra vegetable. But if your gut is already dry, you're going to need that extra carb.
Now this protein, okay, there's a huge hype. Everybody's selling dehydrated protein in the market. It started with whey protein. Now everybody's selling natural, organic, vegan, plant-based, all kinds of protein. There's also like protein coming from insects, unfortunately, and people are having that. What is this protein hype? Is it correct to go overboard with protein? Because you just said, if your system is already very dry and you put more protein in it, it's going to dehydrate you even more. Protein has no fiber. So it impacts your constitution, your colon health, your liver, and your kidney gets stressed with excess protein. The creatinine level goes up, if I'm right. And if protein enters the colon in an undigested form, it can trigger cancer cells. Colorectal cancer risk has gone up. In fact, it has been associated that beef consumption can increase the risk of colorectal cancer by 27%. So 1 out of 4 people are at the risk of colorectal cancer when they consume beef. So decode that protein for us. From the Ayurvedic perspective, how important is protein and how much protein is enough protein and how much protein is too much protein? Where do you draw the line?
So first you need to understand, why do you need it? Because only then you need to consume it, right? Just because someone says that you need it, you don't need it. You need it because your body needs it. So if your gut health is good enough, you are a person who is working out disproportionately, which is what is happening in today's world. Not proportionately, disproportionately.
Working out disproportionately.
Yes.
Decode that. What is disproportionate?
So, Ayurveda clearly says that you need to work out in the morning. Like as I had initially told, you should be working out in the morning when your body is sluggish. Okay? So, to kickstart your system out of that sluggishness, you need to work out. The moment you start breaking into sweat from your forehead, your chest, and your underarms, that is enough for you, provided you feel enthusiastic, energized. Today, what are we doing? We are working out to the point we are drop dead. So after that, yes. So with that, what have you done? You have broken down that innate energy in you, that good energy called Ojas in your system. Now you're in dearth mode. You're extremely hungry. You have overused your muscles. Now to help this muscle recovery is where people are recommending, the modern medicine or the modern science is recommending that extra protein.
Extra protein.
Okay. Can be protein powder, can be all the eggs or extra source of paneer, tofu, lentils, etc. Disregarding whether your gut can break it out or not. They say that you are working out, so you need it. But there is an engine in between which decides whether you can break it down or not. And if it is not as per the requirement of your body type.
Right.
If a Vata person needs protein, then it has to be the fat-rich protein. It cannot be the dry lentil protein. If you're a Kapha person, then you are going to benefit from the lentils and pulses. And if you're a Pitta person, then a combination of these two, the ghee with the lentil is amazing for you. For the Vata person coming back, I would say anything that contains fat, to begin with paneer. You know, paneer Ayurvedically is not the best food. But if you have broken down your system, you want to reconstruct it, there comes either a lot of ghee into your dal or the paneer. You know, I've seen a lot of people recovering with paneer. So I really cannot say that paneer is a reason for your disease. Okay? For a Kapha person who has a lot of sliminess, greasiness, there's a lot of heat and fat build up in their blood. They get psoriasis out of it, acne, abscess out of it.
From eating that paneer?
Yes. But if you are a Vata person who is dried out inside out, your body is going to absorb it like nourishment. Like, and it's going to hold on to it, like, you know, because the problem with paneer is that paneer is, it's nowhere in between actually. It's between milk and curd. It's neither this nor that. It is like half cooked.
Half-curdled.
Yes, half-curdled. Anything that is half-curdled has the potential to give you imbalance, which is why even sprouts are not recommended as per Ayurveda.
I'm glad you touched upon that point. Now, why is paneer, first of all, not recommended in Ayurveda? Because I understand we've taken lemon and curdled the milk and we've separated the lactose, the protein, right? One, that, okay? And how much paneer is enough? Number two is this particular food group that you touched upon.
Sprouts.
Yeah, because you know, naturopaths are going big on sprouts. They want everybody to eat sprouts and they're doing the one-size-fits-all approach again. And I've seen a lot of people end up with indigestion, body aches and pain after eating sprouts because their sensitivity to pain has gone up due to Vata imbalance. So what does Ayurveda say about paneer? Why is it a viruddha ahar for some people? And why is sprouts not recommended?
Coming to your first question, if you are that extremely stressed, lean, dry Vata, you can actually feel the dryness. You do not need a second person to come and tell you that you're dry. You have a lot of bloating, erratic appetite. At times you can eat a huge portion. At times you're not at all hungry, or your portion size has decreased. That's because there's a lot of trapped air inside your system. Or you have dry hard pellet like stool, or you need ghee, milk, or a good quantity of meal the previous dinner, which is why Khichdi is not for everybody. You know, you need to understand your body type. Khichdi is great who are healthy. If you're a Vata kind, you're not going to feel better the next day because you'll feel bloated. There is no ample bowel bulk out of it. Okay. Then you have dry skin, dry hair, hair fall, pain in your hair follicle. That is a typical Vata. If you are a vegetarian, Vata. You have very limited food. You have to either resort to rice, wheat, mung dal for regular consumption, fruits, vegetables, and then the fat-based food that is left for you are nuts, seeds, not easy to digest. So don't play around with it. Okay, eat it when you have a great appetite. Then comes ghee and paneer.
Right.
So for a regular meal, if you have once or twice, they'll be able to have that laddu with sesame seeds and things like that. After that, practically, they need food. They eat rice, sabzi, or roti, sabzi, and dal. Dal is drying. Vegetables, except for tubers, are very fibrous. And they are again drying, won't give you stability to your dryness. So then you need to add that extra ghee. Again, ghee does not have bulk. Vata needs stability. They need that
Grounding effect.
Yes.
They'll get it probably from a sweet potato or a big bowl of rice.
Yes. Even rice is not enough because rice easily gets burnt.
Yeah.
That
It's an easy source of energy and calories.
So in such conditions, I say practically, if you have not met an Ayurvedic practitioner yet, please proceed with your paneer
Yeah.
for the time being to stabilize yourself.
Right.
Okay. Now, if you are a heated Pitta kind or you are a heavy Kapha kind, then that paneer is not for you because it will give you blood diseases, skin diseases going forward. No denial. It is just waiting for the right Grishma Ritu, summer season, or it is waiting for the monsoons.
So it can trigger a blood disease, excess paneer in the diet. Because I know people who work out every day aggressively for 2 hours and they have to eat paneer twice a day because they're not able to satiate the hunger and it makes them irritable and paneer immediately calms them down.
Cooling. And the other thing is, that's again where we are actually going. We are triggering disease and then looking for solution. Don't trigger disease at the first place. Okay. So understand your body, work out just enough to feel that clarity, lightness.
Yeah.
And then you're good for the day.
Good for the day.
Because ultimately,
Yeah.
health is the ability to feel healthy, better clarity of senses, good source of energy, good appetite, good bowel. There's this one shloka that I always stick to while treating my thyroid patients. It says, if your doshas are in balance or your tissues are in place and in shape, you do not always need a 36, 24, 36 figure. Okay? If you are by birth lean, that is you. That is your healthy body type. If you are by birth the heavier side, stout, that is you. Just like I told you the other patient who came in yesterday, I told her, I will treat you, I'll help you heal,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to make you thinner. Let's get it straight.
Plan. This is a disease reversal plan.
Yes, I'll help you heal.
Yeah.
You may lose a couple of kgs in the long run because as we try to make you healthier, the excess trapping of air, impaired lymphatic drainage will get better. So chances are that you may lose up to 20 kg in a year. But that is just a side effect. The treatment is to stabilize you, to make you feel grounded, better appetite, bowel, clarity of senses, good energy, your mood is stable, good periods, monthly periods, proper flow. This is health.
What do you say about Ozempic that's going on a rage right now on the internet?
Okay. I had a
Kapha people are looking like Vata people right now. They've gone from endomorph, thick, beautiful body structure with beautiful skin and hair, to becoming like this lean ectomorph, thin, fragile bones.
dry skin.
Dry skin, dry, rough, frizzy hair, dry colon, constipation, weak digestion, 1,000 other things. What do you say about this Ozempic rage?
You're creating disease in your gut because you have changed your constitution. Every time you're trying to change your constitution. Recently I had a patient from the US who took Ozempic. She's like, I barely lost any weight. In 2 months I lost 2 kgs. She's like, I could have easily lost that even with just dieting. Okay, but I ended up missing my appetite, missing my period, extremely constipated, insomnia, dry skin.
Ozempic can trigger all of these symptoms.
So then what is the point in that kind of an outlook? when you are no longer feeling healthier, you've lost your physical health and mental health, then what kind of health are you left with?
See, there's a social pressure to look a certain way. There's a social pressure, like you said, 36, 24, 36. Do you have that hourglass figure? Are you thin? Are you narrow? But you're also limiting your ability to procreate when you have those narrow hips. Right? Now, everyone is trying to fit in that size 0 specification that, the society or the social media peer pressure has created on them. And in that rush, they're going in for all of these shortcuts. But that means a long-term damage to their gut health and an increased risk of exposure to diseases. It also hampers your immunity. Can these medicines also be the reason why the thyroid gland or the uterus and our hormonal health is getting impacted because we are inputting some harsh chemical inside our body?
See, every time you're creating an imbalance in the system, usually with these medicines, what happens is like you're creating a lot of dryness. This dryness is also a reflection of how the neuroendocrine system, the feedback mechanism is actually broken. It is no longer that perfect machine, like, switch on, you feel like urinating, you urinate, you're out of it. Similarly, all these feedback mechanisms are actually being broken down. Now with that, what happens is all of these hormones in the body, cortisol, thyroid hormones, female hormones, estrogen, progesterone, androgen, all of them are working in a tandem. You hamper one, everything else starts falling apart.
It's like a domino effect, right? One domino fell and the entire castle fell. That's what women are doing to themselves. This is very interesting. Now, what are your favorite recommendations for patients battling with thyroid that they can start with right away at home? Starting with food and water and circadian rhythm. Tell us all.
First things first, off to bed by 9:30.
Okay, off to bed by 9:30.
Yes. No adjustment out there. You're just going to do that because I do not want to create any kind of imbalance in your cortisol, thyroid, estrogen, progesterone. Because every time the pineal gland is being, you are every time affecting the functionality of your pineal gland or rather fooling it by that extra light. It immediately affects your hippocampus as well as your pituitary, and then it affects your hypothalamus, followed by your thyroid gland, followed by your ovaries. So no, 9:30, if you need health, if you need to feel the most productive, happy person,
The best version of yourself.
yes, off to bed. Second, wake up with the sun, before the sun. Choice is yours.
That's the best feeling.
Your days
When
are
you're-
such longer.
Absolutely. When you're up before the sun.
Yes.
Amazing. And what else?
Third, eat when hungry. Not because it's time for you, you are rushing. Someone said something early in the morning is good. Always understand that after the night-long sleep, there is a layer of kapha or sliminess in your system, which also comes out of your mouth, nose, etc. Your mouth is an extension of your gut. Anything that happens on your gut can be seen on your mouth. Anything that you see on your mouth is there inside your gut. So you want to get rid of it. Start your day with a cup of warm water. Cumin if you're a Vata, Kapha person. Fennel if you are a Pitta person. Good amount of ajwain if you are a Kapha. Good amount of ajwain if you are a Vata person. Again, depending on your body type. Choose the kind of herb. Then start your day with workout. You need workout. Usually thyroid gets triggered because of Kapha imbalance or Vata imbalance. So if it is because of that delayed digestion, heaviness, weight gain, work out in the morning.
Interesting.
Okay? Any kind of strength training or proper yoga under a trainer, because when there is Kapha imbalance, you won't feel like doing your best. You always do a little less than what you can actually do. So you need a trainer. And then eat simple, basic food. That is Satmya, that is staple to you. When hungry. When that hunger is not there, the hunger is not there because there is either food or that slimy kapha in you.
Yeah.
So when you eat at that time, there is nobody to attend to you. The digestive enzymes are not there yet.
Yeah, they haven't come.
Yes.
They can't break down that food, and then that leads to undigested metabolic waste sitting in your gut, putrefying, releasing gases.
Yes. And then it causes kapha imbalance,
Yeah.
affecting your thyroid gland, making it tougher for your thyroid gland to break down the food that is being put further, which is why I tell my thyroid patients that if you have a sluggish gut, please do not start your day with nuts, seeds, dry fruits.
They are more slow.
Yes, that's the best by the evening when your body is already dry, looking for an immediate source of energy that has fat in it.
Interesting. So you recommend nuts in the evening?
Always. Which is why recently, I think I told you about the thyroid laddu. I asked them to have it in the evening.
Thyroid laddu, when they're able to burn it.
Yes. You have the Brazil nut in the evening when you have that appetite with a warm beverage of your choice. It can be chamomile tea, blue tea, can be your rose tea, whatever, choice is yours. So with these basics, you're ensuring that with the early sleep, your Vata is not going for a toss. The hormones are in place.
Yeah.
With the morning workout, you have taken care of that ama, inflammation, kapha imbalance, first thing in the morning. With 3 proper meals, you are just enough nourishing your system as per your body's requirement. And therefore, it is very important for you to cook your meal because only you know whether you need that stewed fruits or a bowl of poha, or you need those fruits in the morning. Because there is that Pitta kind, there is that Pitta Kapha kind who need pineapple in the morning. I give them that.
To stimulate their Agni.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So do these basics.
Yeah.
Stick to your simple Satmya Bhojan, which is,
What do you mean by Satmya Bhojan?
Satmya is staple. So if you are a rice eater, I'll never ask you to be a millet eater.
Interesting.
If you are a millet eater, we have people from Andhra side who eat jawar. I give them that.
Right.
Okay? Because that jawar is easily digestible to them. Now, if you ask a Kerala to have millet, they'll always find it constipative because they are not used to it unless and until they have that extreme kapha imbalance in their system. Okay? So that is about the staple food. Now, there are patients from the northern parts of India who need that wheat. I tell them, go find the best source of wheat, kapli wheat. Okay? That they find it so much easier to digest. They feel so satiated. They don't feel bloated, uncomfortable. So where are we going wrong? We are going wrong with the sourcing of these food items. It's not just about eating organic. It is about eating the simple basic food as per the requirement of your body. Next, coming to seasonal vegetables. The form of ghee or oil that you need. If you're in winter, go for sesame. If you're in extreme winter, you may use mustard. Again, mustard is not recommended Ayurvedically for cooking.
Mustard seeds or mustard oil?
Mustard oil.
Because
They're extremely pungent and heating. You do not need that kind of pungency for your gut. Then you have, if you're in summers, again understand your body. If it needs that kind of cooling, it is not just about the external climate. There is also a climate inside you.
true.
Okay, so if that climate needs cooling, you go for coconut oil.
Yeah.
Okay, or you go for avocado oil, whichever is
It's got good fats in it.
so whichever is staple to you as per the requirement of your body, which ideally, if you allow your body and mind to express,
Itself.
you will actually get into that. Your body will reach out for that. It is just about you allowing it to. Because often between you knowing and you picking, there is actually a lot of information happening in between. All the information that is being fed into your system.
Very.
So the first thing that I tell our patients are that please begin as a clean slate. Start eating the way you used to do during your childhood, wherein you were not counting the calories. You were more intuitive. And then half the diseases won't even happen to you. In fact, most of our patients being from abroad, by the time they get the Ayurvedic herbs, it will be at least 3 weeks or 4 weeks. As they start with the diet, lifestyle changes, eating as per their prakriti based on whether there is inflammation or not,
Right.
they're already better.
Interesting.
Okay. Most of our patients at the time of first review, which is after 3 weeks or 4 weeks, they're like, Doctor, I'm much better.
That's good. Because when you change food on their plate and the water they drink, you're changing how they feel, and thus the disease itself starts reversing on its own because the body has the fuel to reverse the disease. This is amazing. This brings me to a very interesting segment on our show called the Rapid Fire or Instant Health, as we call it, where we dive into the questions that gives them instant answers that they can start applying starting today. Now, instant answers doesn't mean instant results. It just means changing your habits starting today. Now, if I might ask you some questions, you can answer it in a word or many sentences, up to you. Relationship between cortisol and thyroid.
Directly proportional. Stress increases, thyroid goes for a toss. If it is hypo, your TSH will increase. If it is hyper, your TSH will drop.
So being hyperactive can also impact the thyroid gland. You need to calm down then, right? All of us. What is the most common thyroid warning signs?
Constipation, dry skin, hair fall, weight gain, weight loss.
Weight gain and weight loss, both are thyroid signs.
Yes. Hypo, weight gain, 80%.
Yeah.
There is a 20% who gets weight loss. In fact, I have many patients who have come up with weight loss as a hypo symptom. Then we have hyper, okay, which is usually weight loss. But there are also patients who have come up with hypo symptoms, which is weight gain.
Interesting.
So it's not like, hypo means weight gain and hyper means weight loss. No.
That's just a blanket rule that they've made so that you can decode it and understand, but that doesn't apply to everybody. Now, is thyroid medicine for a lifetime or can we stop?
It is not. If you want to reverse it, then the first thing would be try to identify where it came from. Food, stress, lifestyle, late night, lack of exercise.
Yeah.
Fix the causative factor. Now, the most tricky one is stress. You really need to learn how to handle that stress. Okay? If you do that, your thyroid can be reversed. In fact, we have done enough and more reversal, but the first step would be you willing to take charge.
Willing to make that change? Yes. In fact, my mother reversed her thyroid with fasting. And she's come down from 100 mg of that medicine to 25 mg, which is bare negligible. Yes. It's just there for namesake. Now, what are the common nutritional deficiencies that can worsen thyroid?
It goes like iron, as we all know, selenium and iron to begin with, vitamin B12, vitamin D.
These are common mistakes that we're making. And vitamin B12 and vitamin D deficiency is linked to what other diseases?
Okay. Vitamin D also comes with hair fall, joint pain, calcium deficiency, and vitamin B comes in the forms of numbness. Vitamin B12 deficiency also comes in the form of numbness, aches and pains, pins and needles, hair fall, bloating, and even anemia.
Anemia as well, vitamin B12. That's interesting. Now, how can we address the selenium deficiency? What is the superfood that we can have every day?
The commonest one, Brazil nut, but I would say please understand your body type and then do it. If you're a dry Vata, you can have it as it is after soaking. If you're a Kapha kind who has got sluggish metabolism, consume it along with amla murabba or dry ginger. And if you're a Pitta kind, most often you won't need it.
Very interesting. What food should definitely be avoided by both the hypothyroid and the hyperthyroid patients?
First things first, goitrogens. If you cook them, you can still consume them. I would say follow the 80-20 rule. 80% avoid it because you know that they are giving you trouble. So the goitrogenic foods like cruciferous vegetables, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and broccoli. You may have 2 to 3 florets per week cooked. Next one, peanut. Inflammatory Pitta Kapha imbalancing. Next one, strawberry. And the fourth one, millets. Okay, these foods I ask them to keep aside.
For hypo and hypothyroid. And what about soya milk, tofu, edamame?
Yes, these also hamper the functioning of your thyroid gland. But then when we have patients from Southeast Asia, I ask them to keep it very minimal because that is staple to them.
Interesting. So if you grew up in South Korea or Southeast Asian countries and soya is already part of your diet, then your digestive system can handle it. Yes. But if you're born in a tropical country or other European countries, you're introducing soya into your diet, then you need to be cautious.
Very much, especially if you're from the tropical side. Then you're actually triggering that Pitta Kapha imbalance in your blood and the skin and inflammation, giving you more trouble. Interesting. Which is why introducing soya bean, soya chunks, tofu suddenly starts giving you a lot of acne and breakout.
Interesting. What about foods to avoid for a PCOD patient and a PCOS patient?
Okay. First things first, the excess chocolates, excess sweets that you're having if you are the obese PCO. And if you are that excess And if you are the lean PCO, late nights, dry food, crunchy food, biscuit, rusk, khakra, nachos, chips, all of these are not for you.
What about the endocrine disruptors found in home cleaning products and the personal care products? What are the best replacements that you have from your personal experience having lived in Trivandrum, which has abundance of nature?
Okay, so what I do is like I try going for the natural replacement for the same. There are certain good brands who have come up with the natural products.
Yeah.
So I prefer using that for washing my clothes, home cleaning products, again mostly based out of neem oil or neem infused cleaners are available, which are much more safer. And coming to bathing products, again as close to nature as possible, which is mostly herbal powders that I opt for.
Very nice. Can diet and lifestyle reverse our gut disorders and autoimmune disorders like thyroid?
Absolutely. You created them with food. You reverse them with food and lifestyle. It's as simple as that.
I wish more people would hear this. That you are in the driver's seat and you created the disease and you alone have the power to reverse that disease along with the guidance of a good Ayurvedic doctor, a naturopath doctor, or a yoga teacher. Doesn't matter what path you choose, but you can still reverse that disease rather than suppressing it with a medicine.
Yes. Rather than suppressing it or rather than evading it.
Yeah.
You need to acknowledge when you have a pain, discomfort.
Yeah.
That is how the body is trying to tell you that I am unwell. Decode it.
Yeah.
The treatment lies there.
So we spoke about parabens and endocrine disruptors from home cleaning products. Can chlorine in the swimming pool also impact your thyroid gland and sunscreen and sunblocks?
So if you see commonly in all of these, be it chlorine, phthalates or parabens, all of these hampers the conversion of the inactive T4 to active T3. Okay, this is because the iodine metabolism is actually getting hampered. Now with that, what hampers this? Even if your thyroid gland is able to come up with the hormones, the conversion does not happen. So because of these products, you are actually inducing disease in you. So if you can find a replacement, say for example, instead of swimming, if you can opt for yoga, does a great job. Now, in case of these kind of sun blockers, you need to ask why are you using them at the first place. Is it because someone is telling you that you need to use them or because you have real issues upon getting exposed to sun? If you're using it because someone is asking you to, understand that everybody has got a certain agenda behind it. Before using, see if you really need it. Because that one product is not going to save you from skin cancer, unlike what you're being made to believe. There are millions of people across the globe who do not have access to sunscreen are still living free of skin cancer.
The farmers who work 8 hours under the sun every day, 365 days a year, how come they don't have skin cancer?
Absolutely.
And why do we have skin cancer? What are the triggers of skin cancer then?
One of the main reasons, the kind of products that we're using. 2, lack of exposure to sun, because even our skin needs to breathe.
So you actually need sun to prevent skin cancer.
Yes. 3rd, we are not taking care of the largest organ in our system, which is the skin, with the help of oil application. It needs to rejuvenate, recreated on a daily basis with the help of Abhyanga. One of the best practices that I have ever found to take care of your skin, hormones, bone and joint health.
Interesting. What about supplements? Would you ever recommend supplements to your patients?
Yes, no. Yes, if you do not have access to a good Ayurvedic doctor. No, if you have access to an Ayurvedic doctor. 2, if you do not have any health issues. You do not need these supplements to prevent diseases. Food is there to take care of that.
Can supplement trigger diseases if consumed wrong?
Yes. Vitamin D, I have seen a lot of cases when excess of vitamin D, vitamin B12 giving you complications. There are patients who pop in up to 20 pills on a daily basis, starting from magnesium, zinc, vitamin C, A, B. When do you eat your food? What happens? You get bloated. It is disrupting your absorption mechanism. You have more of Vata imbalance. So before you pop in the pill, ask yourself, why are you doing it?
Interesting.
Is your body telling you some signs?
Yeah.
Try to decode why you're getting it. Replace your food. Eat as per your Prakriti, half the issues will be sorted. Introduce ghee or the right kind of oil, better absorption will happen.
Very interesting. Now, we spoke about the menstrual cups and the tampons, why it is actually causing more vata imbalance in the body because you're obstructing the flow. What is a better replacement then?
I would say go back to the olden days,
Which is?
start using your cloth napkin to begin with. You have a lot of various options like the bamboo napkins, different kinds of options. In any case, understand that you have your uterus opening like this. You do not want to completely block it. Anything that does not completely block it, give some space for the air. It is not just the blood that is coming out. If you know, there is also vaginal farts coming out, vaginal gases coming out.
Yeah.
You do not want to block it. Give some space. Use some porous material which can release the gas and not trap it and make it move upward, giving you endometriosis in the long run.
Endometriosis is actually triggered due to the vata moving upwards rather than moving downwards. So exercising during period cycle, is that recommended?
Absolutely no. Who feels like working out during that period?
Yeah.
You do not feel like working out. You do not feel like even working, moving, roaming around. And the worst thing, even having contact is not recommended during that period.
Yeah, no physical intimacy as well. Listen to your body, ladies. That's what we keep saying. Listen to your body. Your body has so much wisdom to share. Now, since we spoke so much about women, women's health, thyroid and PCOD, and endometriosis, gynecological health, what are the ways women can handle stress better given the competitive world that they are functioning in without compromising their health?
Okay. First things first.
Yeah.
You do not have to try matching up a man.
Thank you.
Take a step back.
Yeah.
Understand your capability. Okay? You do not have to push it beyond the boundaries.
Yeah.
Understand your capability. Take care of your sleep. Take care of your food. You cannot disregard your appetite. The urge for bowel evacuation on a daily basis, which most women do because they have to feed their family, kids, the husband is going to office, kids are going to school. You disregard your basic urges of the body. Appetite, thirst, bowel, bladder, everything is blocked.
Yeah.
And if you do not want to fall sick and be a prey to early menopause, first things first, start listening to your urges.
Very interesting.
Second, periods is a time for you to rest and recoup because month long you are running around. In fact, I would urge the government to make it a 2-day leave for women.
Mandatory for women.
Yes, because they need that time to recoup. Because month long they are going through a lot of fluctuations in their hormones. And that 2-day period is going to be an absolute blessing. And they come back with a new energy. If you have taken ample rest during periods, you actually feel energized after that. But if you do not, you feel all the more exhausted.
Interesting.
Okay, so that is the second thing. Third, at work, try to understand that, of course, you can be a better version, but you do not have to beat down anybody. You do that, your health will take a backseat. So always try to understand your capability, function enough, listen to your basic urges, which is like, even there I would like to tell you something. There is a very unique concept in Ayurveda, which is called Prajnaparata, okay, wherein you are going against your consciousness. Prajna, consciousness. Aparata, going against it. Every time you are trying to make up, lie, or come up with stories, not listening to your urges, all of these are situations where you're actually confusing your inner self. Your inner true self knows that this is the truth, but you're trying to do something else which it is not. This gap itself gives you Vata imbalance, and the reason for almost all diseases in a menstruating woman comes from Apanavata.
So that brings me to an end to an amazing, engaging conversation with you, Dr. Alka. We could talk forever because the amount of wisdom and knowledge that you bring to the table is phenomenal. And I hope every single woman and man that has watched this podcast till the very end has taken notes, because remember, it's not just the woman's job to take care of her health, it's also the man's job to take care of his wife, mother, children, sister, and make sure that they're also in the best of their health so that they can support you even better. Remember, it's a two-way job. And with this, I hope that you guys have taken some notes to improve your life, some habits that you can start incorporating today. We're not asking you to move mountains. Take baby steps starting today so you can become the healthiest, kindest, and happiest version of yourself. I wish you all nothing but abundance of health, wealth, kindness, compassion, passion in everything you do, and most importantly, the ability to let go and forgive others so you can release negative energy from your body. Here's to healthy living and a healthy you.